What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Fringe. I got to insert this video here because I had a pre-recorded video scheduled to come out right about now. But that'll be coming up later today, talking about the horrific break-ins and crime that spread across the country over the weekend and Castle Law. Make sure to tune into that later today. But breaking news that I feel needs to get injected here, we have to cover this, as MARK CARNEY has turned Canada back into a communist dictatorship, a regime. We've seen this during the Freedom Convoy with the freezing of bank accounts. We saw this as people were silenced from protesting as the Emergencies Act was brought in to say that, hey, if you park your vehicles on the government's front lawn, if you demand the government have accountability for the actions against its people, well, the government can come in and essentially ruin your life anytime they like. Now, if you've been following politics on channels like this, I'm sure over your time on this platform, you've come across Keean Bexte, who now runs Juno News. He also used to be a reporter for Rebel News, so shout out to those guys. But his father won a seat in the House of Commons with the Conservative Party over the federal election. Now, Keean Bexte, under criminal investigation for reporting the news. This is the problem we've run into in this country, that MARK CARNEY wants to pass new internet laws that prevent sites like this one from getting news out, from talking about what's happening to the government, similar to what's happening in the UK. How dare you criticize the government? How dare you try to speak out against those who share a different opinion, about those who are maybe doing things they shouldn't be doing. I'm going to show the clip here. I'm sure Keean doesn't mind because I'm sure he wants the word to get out. I would highly recommend, if you want to support Juno, again, as he states in this, there's no obligation, but it's muchly appreciated for the fight that Keean Bexte has ahead of him. Again, I consider Juno an amazing source of information. I think they do incredible journalism. Hopefully, maybe I can reach out and get Keean on the channel. I just know, look, I didn't reach out to him prior to making this video because this has just recently been dropped. I wanted to get it out as soon as possible, and I'm sure he is extremely busy. But let's take a look at what he has to say about what's happening and just where this came from. And it should scare the living daylights out of every Canadian, knowing that this is the government we now have in power, that this is how we are going to be treated. I'm sure the Conservatives will have something to say about this, again, given Keean's father is in the House of Commons. Let's take a listen.
I am being criminally investigated. I just received the letter from the government, from the Office of Canada's Election Commissioner, informing me that I'm being investigated for my reporting during Canada's 45th general election. The stories in question detail the alleged history of Thomas Keeper, someone you probably know of by now. He's the now fired Liberal candidate for Calgary Confederation. Juno News worked diligently to ensure the accuracy of what we published, and nothing then or now undermines its truth. We went above and beyond to ensure that we were reporting facts that were in the public interest. We not only gave the Liberal candidate, Thomas Keeper, chance after chance to answer very troubling allegations, he refused. I even hand-delivered an envelope with our questions to his office, and instead of responding, he called the police on me and lied, accusing me of assault. Now, the entire encounter was recorded, caught on camera, and the video makes it abundantly clear that his allegation was false, and within hours of our publication, what do you know, the Liberal Party fired him.
Now, we actually covered that story here on the channel during the federal election. Actually, very surprising. Now, given the fact, one thing I want to put out here before we get into the rest of Keean's video, the Liberals didn't stand a chance in Calgary. People said that in certain areas, they believed that the Liberals did stand a chance of gaining some ground. There's times that, you know, the woke left do start to pick up votes for the Liberals in Calgary, but it's mostly a conservative town. The aftermath is shocking here, folks.
Conservatives wish that we had waited, that our newsroom had held the story until after the nomination so that Keeper would be stuck on the ballot after the nomination deadline, and it would secure the seat for Conservatives. But journalism is not about party strategy, it's about informing the public. During an election, no less. And that's what we did. Now Mark Carney, he's furious, and he's using an authoritarian law implemented by Justin Trudeau to investigate me for the crime of reporting news that humiliated the Liberal Party of Canada.
So I want to touch again on something, and again, forgive me for interjecting, but one of the things that many people say when they talk about Rebel News, when they talk about Juno, is, oh, they're always fundraising, they're always looking for assistance. Again, Keean goes on to say here, certainly isn't required, this is not a fundraiser, but his journalistic integrity is held to the highest standard here. Again, keep in mind, his father was running for a seat with the Conservatives. He's just stated that the Conservative team had requested, I don't want to use verbatim, but essentially suggested, we won't say requested, but suggested that Keean Bexte hold off his report until the seat was secured in order to stick this man on the ballot so that the Conservatives can gain a win. And Keean Bexte, even with his father running for a seat, said, hey, that's not my job as a journalist. I'm not going to suppress the news to give a little bit of a gain for the Conservative Party, the same party his father was running for. So anybody who ever wants to question the journalistic integrity of outfits like Rebel, like Juno, this is what integrity looks like, folks. People who are just interested about getting out the facts, not about glorification, not about buzzwords, clickbait. They just want to get the facts that mainstream media won't talk about out to you, the people.
In Iran, I'd be executed for embarrassing the regime. In North Korea, I'd be sent to a labor camp. In China, I'd be carted off to some off-the-book black site and never heard from again. And in Canada, I'm threatened with up to 5 years in federal prison and a devastating $50,000 fine. I don't know how long this fight will last or if I'll be in prison by this time next year, but I do know this. If it goes to trial, I will take it to the Supreme Court of Canada. And those justices, 6 of 9, who were appointed by Justin Trudeau, will be forced to declare once and for all whether freedom of the press still exists in this country. A more complete picture of this investigation, including the commissioner's letter that I just read, will be published at defendjuno.com. You can read it for yourself. It's all there. Canada once stood as a beacon for press freedom, and today I join journalists in Afghanistan and Sudan who face prison for reporting the news during an election. I'm innocent. Section 2B of the Charter guarantees freedom of expression and the press, and this investigation is meant to scare me and you. The Liberal machine may try to twist the law and silence me, but they will fail. They may try to break me, but they will not. I will fight this investigation. I will protect my sources, and I will never waver in my pursuit of the truth, wherever it leads me. Now, our legal bill is going to cost tens of thousands of dollars, but this is not a fundraiser. Don't get me wrong. If you want to donate to our legal fund, you can. It's on our website, and seriously, thank you. But really, this is a rallying call. We need an army of supporters who will stand up and speak out. Ottawa is not going after us because they think we're inconsequential. They're going after us because they fear a strong, independent, and fearless voice, one that is frankly replacing the CBC that they rely on. We're able to maintain our independence because of our subscribers, because of you. And if you're not a subscriber yet today, I ask that you go to defendjuno.com, read about this fight, and most importantly, subscribe. Join.
So Keean making some very good points here, and it's one of the things that I've always chimed in on in our live streams, that this channel would not exist without its community. Other channels, Moose on the Loose, Mark Nixon, the Pleb, though I'm not sure when he's coming back to YouTube. The list goes on. I know people are going to say, you didn't mention these, Northern Perspective, whoever. None of these channels would exist without its community, without those who take the time to hit the subscribe button, for those who take the time to leave a thumbs up, a comment, to assist these channels, to support places like Juno, outfits like Juno or Rebel News, through their donations, through their viewership. You're supporting media that is not funded by the government. Unbiased. And again, Keean has shown that he's unbiased. And for many people saying, well, his father, and I seen this online already and in the comment section saying, well, his dad's an MP. He's not going to go to jail. He's not going to see any charges. How's that working out for Tamara Leach and Chris Barber, who are going to be sentenced in less than 6 weeks? Who are going to be told that they could go to jail for up to 8 years for merely going to a protest, for speaking to cameras. Because keep in mind, that's all Tamara Leach did during the convoy. She was a spokesperson. She didn't go out in the streets and fly flags. She didn't stand on Parliament Hill and parade reckless, far-right, terroristic-like speeches. Look, folks, what we're seeing at the end of the day here is complete censorship of a government. It is a government who is scared, a government who does not want the freedom of speech getting out, and they don't want anybody but those that they pay to give the news, giving you the so-called facts, the generated, constructed facts that they write out and tell you to accept as law. This was part of the problem on this channel when during the federal election, I put out a video that I've now showed multiple times of Mark Carney in an interview stating that while he was advising Justin Trudeau pro bono, that policy pushes profits. I said that this was going to be what we were going to expect from a Mark Carney government, that we would see from a Mark Carney government. This video was slapped during the federal election with misinformation. No one at YouTube wanted to dictate what exactly is decided on misinformation or what portion of a video is misinformation. In fact, it cost this channel its silver play button as a result. Very small compared to what Keean Bexte is facing. But nonetheless, it's the start of a Mark Carney government saying, hey, you can't say anything about us that we don't want you to. Again, I think that Keean is in definite risk of the things he talks about, of jail, of massive fines. I think that if you can, go over and at least subscribe to Juno. Give them a like. Whatever you got to do, support their content, folks. Back Keean in his hour of need, as true Canadian patriots should. I know that the people in this community have always supported free speech. They've always supported the backs of true Canadian patriots that want to get the word out to those when it matters most. And no matter what you feel about, and I can already see it because we saw it in live streams anytime we mention Rebel or anything else, people's faiths or people's decisions or lifestyles, keep that separate. This is about news. This is about facts. This is about censorship. Channels like this one, channels like Juno, Moose on the Loose, Northern Perspective, Mark Nixon, Clinton Jaws, anybody that you watch on this platform could disappear if Mark Carney's government continues on their warpath to silence anybody who has a negative opinion about his government. Let me know what you guys think down below. If it's your first time here, again, I hope this video has earned your subscription. Make sure to support non-government funded media. Even if you want to say, well, you're just a guy in your basement, it's not media. We're getting the news out. Support us. It's free to click the subscribe button. It's free to leave a thumbs up and a comment. Helps us tremendously. Go help Keean if you're able to at defendjuno.com. And again, as he said, it's not a fundraiser. Your support, just looking at their content, being a part of their content, helps them immensely. Join me twice a week now for our live streams. Unhinged Fringe on Wednesdays, Friday Night Fringe on Fridays, where I'm joined by a plethora of new co-hosts, as well as the beautiful Mrs. Fringe on Friday nights, as we talk about everything that happened this week in politics, everything we know coming up in the week ahead, as well as Q&A inside of the greatest YouTube community on the platform. Yes, sorry, Juno, we have the best community, hands down. I always look forward to hearing what you guys have to say inside of those live streams. I most importantly look forward to hearing what you have to say this week, starting at 6 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Central, every Wednesday and Friday here on the channel. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'll catch you on the next one.